Good morning. All of you join fast. Tell to your friends. Good morning, all of you. Today we discuss the topic as stability compensation. We can consider the open loop transfer function of AVR, automatic voltage regulator. Already we find the automatic voltage regulator open loop transfer function. Right? G of S is equal to K by 1 plus STA 1 plus STE into 1 plus STD naught. Already we find here in the previous class, right? This is the open loop transfer function of the AVR transfer function, automatic voltage regulation transfer function. From this we can take the stability compensation, find the stability compensation by using the root locus. You know the root locus control system. From the control system root locus, by using that topic we can uh, we can find the stability of this system. Okay, here number of poles, here the denominator terminals are poles and numerator terminals are zeros, right? We can represent zeros will be m, sorry, poles will be n. Number of poles will be represented as a small n. Number of poles will be represented as small m. Okay, small m. Here the number of zeros are, no zeros are there in a numerator. So the number of zeros will be taken as 0. And number of poles here. Number of poles are 3. That is 1 by TA minus 1 by TA. P1 is equal to minus 1 by TA. P2 is equal to minus 1 by TE. P3 is equal to minus 1 by TD naught. Right. These are the 3 poles are there in a system. Here is taken S1. We can take S1 or P1, anything. We can represent in a poles are in a cross mark and zeros will be represented as a circle. Here the poles are 1 by TD naught. I am taking first 1 by TD naught, 1 by TD and 1 by TA. Can represent here. Right. We don't know the values of the TA, TD, TE. So we cannot represent directly. We know the values, we can represent it is stability or not. So we can find the angle of asymptote. Angle of asymptote and centroid. This is the centroid. Angle of asymptote we can find the by using the formula as plus or minus 180 degrees into 2q plus 1 by n minus m. Here q will be represented as depends upon the n minus m. Q is equal to n minus m. We can take 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. Okay. Here the q value will be depends upon the n minus m. Here n minus m is n is equal to 3 and m is equal to 0. So q value is 3. We can take q value up to 3. 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay. the q value depends upon the n minus m. We can substitute here, then we will get the angle of asymptote. Okay, so first you can substitute here 0. You can substitute in place of q, we can substitute 0, then we will get the 180 by 3, that is 60 degrees, plus or minus 60 degrees. From this, now you can find the centroid. Okay, centroid, we can calculate the centroid. Centroid means sum of poles minus sum of zeros by n minus m. This is the formula of centroid, right? We can substitute first poles. The poles are minus 1 by Ta, minus 1 by Te, minus 1 by Td naught dash, minus 0 by 3. So we don't know the values, so we cannot take directly centroid. So you have the values, we can take the centroid value. So I'm taking as a centroid as, for example, I'm taking this is a TE as a centroid, TE point as a centroid. So from this centroid we can draw the angle of asymptote. We find the angle of asymptote no, plus or minus 60 degrees, right? We can draw by using the protractor. From this we can draw the angle, 60 degrees angle. Okay, this is the real axis, here to here and here to, and remaining infinity, 1 by Ta to infinity, one right angle pole, and Td naught to Te, one right angle pole. So from this, between this we can draw the root locus here. This is the stability point. Okay, this is the system stability compensation here. For example, let's take g of s is equal to 1 plus STE. For the series compensator, we can combining the series compensator from this ABR model. So we can multiply both the g of s's, then both the 1 plus STE both are cancelled. In that time the number of poles will be only 2. Okay, the number of poles will be 2. This is M, this is N. Number of poles will be 2 here. In that case, the angle of asymptote will be 90 degrees. So we can draw like this. This is the 90 degrees. Like this we will get the root locus stability point. In that case, Td naught is greater than Ta, or minus 1 by Td naught is greater than minus 1 by Ta. This is the condition for this stability condition. Okay. Next topic is relation between real power and reactive power at node. It is very important in this unit. Relation between voltage, real power and reactive power at node. Okay, in this space voltage node at function, I am taking as a V is equal to function of P and Q, function of active power and reactive power. So we can differentiating this one, we can get the formula as like this: dV is equal to dou V by dou P into dP, differentiation P, dou V by dou Q into dQ. Okay, this is the formula. In the form of functions, we can represent in differentiating this function. We will get like this: dV is equal to dou V by dou P into dP plus dou V by dou Q into dQ. Okay, I am taking this dou V from below side, then we will get dP by dou P by dou V plus dou q by dq by dou q by dou v. Okay, dou p by dou v, dou q by dou v are the change in voltage at node. So active power and reactive powers. So we can find these two powers, dou p by dou v and dou q by dou v first. So first we can take the U is equal to V plus Iz. We know the formula E is equal to V plus Iz, no? In that Z is equal to R plus Jx. Z value is R plus Jx. We know the formula, all of you. So from this, I is equal to apparent power by voltage. The apparent power is P minus Jq. P minus Jq by V. So substitute here. In place of I, substituting the P minus Jq by V. In place of I am substituting the P minus Jq by V into R plus Jx. From this we can multiply these two elements. Then we will get PRF plus Qx by V plus J into Px minus Rq by V. This is the real term, this is the imaginary term. First I am taking the only imaginary term only. Okay, the imaginary term is here, E minus V is equal to PR plus Qx by V. So I am taking this real terminal, calculate the real power. Can calculate the real power, I am taking the only real axis, real terminal. So after that I am cross multiply this V from this side. E minus V is into V is equal to PR plus Qx. I am taking only PR is equal to this Qx from this side, then we will get E minus V into V minus Qx. From this P is equal to E minus V into V minus Qx by R. I am separating the, I am multiplying and separating the all the terminals here. EV by R minus V square by R minus Qx by R. Now I am differentiating with respect to V. This P function I am differentiating, partially differentiating with respect to V. Okay, dou P by dou V. So differentiation of V here, E by R only 1, V differentiation of V is 1. So E only we will get E by R first terminal. Next one, V square, differentiation of V square, that is 2V, 2V by R. So I am taking dou P by dou V is E minus 2V by R, E minus 2V by R. Okay, same way we can represent, calculate the reactive power also. Same I am taking this real power only, real terminal only. From this only we can calculate the reactive power also. Reactive power. So E minus V into V is equal to PR plus Qx. Same equation I am taking. From this Qx is equal to, I am taking Qx is equal to this PR from this side, I am taking PR from this side, then we will get Qx is equal to E minus V into V minus PR, right. So after that I am taking x from this side, the x is from this side, then we will get Q is equal to E minus V into V minus PR by x. Separating the all the terminals here, I am taking, so EV by x minus V square by x minus PR by x. Now I am differentiating with respect to V, dou Q with respect to V, I am differentiating with respect to V. So differentiation of V 1, so we will get E by x. Differentiation of V square 2V by x. Differentiation of constant terminal, here there is no V terminal, so this is a constant terminal. The constant terminal of differentiation is 0, so we cannot take this terminal. E minus 2V by x, dou Q by dou V is equal to E minus 2V by x. We know the formula, dV is equal to dP by dou P by dou V and dQ by dou Q by dou V. In place of dou P by dou V and dou Q by dou V, we can substitute the values here. So dou P by dou V is E minus 2V by R, E minus 2V by R. Here dou Q by dou V is E minus 2V by X. So substitute here. Then I am taking the R from above side, here X is also above side. Then we will get dV is equal to R dP by E minus 2V plus X dQ by E minus 2V. I am taking E minus 2V this side, dV into E minus 2V is equal to R dP plus X dQ. This whole terminal I am taking 0, I am neglecting these terminals. So from this R dP plus X dQ is equal to 0. From this X dQ is equal to minus R dP. I am taking R dP from this side. So X dQ is equal to minus R dP. From this dQ is equal to, from this dQ is equal to minus R dP by X. dQ is equal to minus R dP by X, right. And we know the dou Q by dou V is equal to E minus 2V by X. Here the X is small, dou Q by dou V value is large. X is small, the dou Q by dou V value is large. X is large, the dou Q by dou V value is small. Okay, from this dou Q by dou V is equal to E minus 2V by X. No, here can substitute in place of V, I am substituting the E, V is equal to E. So here dou Q by dou V is equal to E minus 2E by X here, E minus 2E, so minus E by X amperes. So in place E by X we can write minus I amperes, that is in a dou Q by dou V in a short circuit at a node. In case of short circuit we can take V, in place of V we can take E. So we will get minus I amperes. Dou Q by dou V is equal to minus I amperes. Okay, it is clear all of you? It is clear? Next I am going to the methods of voltage control. Methods of voltage control. Before learning this, we can control the power system by using the constant voltage method. Constant voltage we are maintaining. Why we are maintaining constant voltage? We can maintaining the constant voltage only, we can get the more efficient in a power system, right. But we cannot maintain constant supply. Sometimes it will be less than or greater than plus or minus 5. The voltage rating will be plus or minus 5. Limiting range will be either decreasing or increasing the voltage. We can regulating that voltage, we can maintaining the constant voltage, we can take the different types of methods here. Methods of voltage controls. We have more number of methods are there here. That is using excitation control or voltage regulator at generating stations, by using tap changing transformers, using induction regulators, by using shunt reactor, by using shunt capacitor, using synchronous condenser, and by using the static VAR compensator. Last one is boost transformer. 8 methods are there in voltage control methods. We can discuss one by one. First we discuss the using excitation control or voltage regulator generating station. Okay. First one is excitation control voltage or regulator at generating station. In this, synchronous generator depends upon the excitation current. The terminal voltage in that synchronous generator is V is equal to E minus Iz. We know in that the load current and armature current will be increases. The voltage drop is also increases, right? Here the current increases, the voltage drop also increases, right? So we can decreasing that voltage drop, we can use the automatic voltage regulator. The automatic voltage regulator can be comparing the both the reference voltage and whatever the getting the output voltage, we can comparing the both the voltages and take the error, then the error can be eliminated in the regulator, the automatic voltage regulator. Okay, but in this method we are using only short lines only. Can using this method only short lines, cannot use for the long lines. This is the disadvantage of this method. So we go to the another method by using long lines also. Okay, next method is by using tap changing transformers. By using the tap changing transformers. In this, tap changing transformers are used in transmission and distribution systems. In the transformers, the secondary EMF can be controlled by using the tap changings. Can control the turns ratio. Can control number of secondary turns can be controlled by the turns ratio. So in this tap changing transformer, we have two types of methods: off load changing transformer and on load tap changing transformer. Here two methods, one is off load tap changing transformer, another one is on load tap changing transformers. In this off load tap changing transformer, we can changing the taps whenever we are changing the taps purpose. In that time we can disconnect the power supply. We can disconnect the power supply. After that only we can change the tapping. Otherwise it can be damaged. So we whenever we can change the tap changing, in that time we can disconnect this power supply or power, then we can start the tap changing. So in this we can lose the power supply by in changing the tap changing, we can lose the power also. So this is the disadvantage of off load tap changing transformer, but it will be cheaper. The advantage is cheaper, but the power will be losing here. We are changing the tap changing, in that time we read power supply will be interrupted. So we go to the on load tap changing transformer. On load tap changing transformer. In modern power system, you have to maintain the continuous power supply in the machines, right? On load tap changing transformers are no need to maintain, no need to changing the no need to switch off the power supply before changing the tap changing. Okay, in this we can directly we can change the tap changing by on or off. Okay, in this method we are using the power transformers, auto transformers, bulk distribution transformers. Most of the cases these methods are used on load tap changing transformers in nowadays. So this is the circuit diagram of on load tap changing transformer. S1, S2, Q1, Q2 and N neutral, line, winding. These are the windings, right. Here the voltage is maximum, the current divides equally in the flow of the coils here in the between Q1 and Q2, right. The resultant flux is 0. We can maintaining the constant voltage here, we can follow the some steps, same steps we can follow the in this circuit, then only we can maintain the constant voltage. Okay. First step is open Q1, open Q1, you can open the Q1. Next, second one is move the selector switch S1, move the selector switch S1 to next position, to S1 to next position, next contact. Okay. Next, third one is close Q2, close the Q2. Next, fourth step is open Q2, open Q2. Then after open Q2, move selector switch S2 to next position, S2 to next position, then close Q2. These 6 steps follow orderly, then only we can maintain the constant voltage in this on load tap changing transformer. This is the tap changing transformer on load. We can call it as a OLTC also. It is also very important, the derivation point. On load tap changing transformer is asking the turns ratio, how to find the turns ratio, we can derive the equations. So, you can listen carefully. Here we are connected the V1 is the supply voltage and V2 is the load voltage, and T1 V1 is a turns ratio here, T2 V2, and current I, R, resistance and reactance. T1 and T2 is 1 here. Here V1 and V2 are the primary and secondary voltages in this voltage OLTC on load tap changing transformer, and T1 and T2 is the tap changing transformer ratio. You can calculate the T1 and T2 here, right. Here T1 T2 is equal to 1. Can assume the condition T1 T2 is equal to 1, and T1 is equal to 1 by T2. From this T1 is equal to 1 by T2. You can remember this formula, T1 T2 is equal to 1. From this T1 is equal to 1 by T2. This formula is very important in the problems. T1 is equal to 1 by T2. Okay. V is equal to V2 plus drop. V is equal to V2 plus drop. Here V1 is equal to V2 plus drop. So, from this, in place of V1 we can substitute T1 V1. In place of V2 we can substitute T2 V2. T2 V2 plus drop. So, here drop is equal to I into Z. I into Z. Z means R plus Jx. R plus Jx. I means P minus Jq by V. Can substitute P minus Jq by V2. Okay. Can substitute in place of I here P minus Jq by V2. In place of V2 we can substitute again T2 V2. T2 V2. So, substitute I value in this drop P minus Jq by T2 V2 into R plus Jx. This drop will be substituted in this equation number 2, that is T1 V1 is equal to T2 V2 plus P minus Jq by T2 V2 into R plus Jx. Okay. Substitute here, then after that we can multiply the these elements P minus JQ by T2 V2 into R plus JX. Then we will get like this T2 V2 plus PR plus QX by T2 V2 plus J into Px minus QR by T2 V2. Okay, I am taking only real part, neglect the imaginary part. Here T1 V1 is equal to T2 V2 plus PR plus QX by T2 V2. Okay, here I am taking in place of T2 1 by T1. In place of T2 I am taking 1 by T1 here in place of T2. So T1 V1 is equal to T1 1 by T1 into V2 plus PR plus QX into V1 by V2. In place of T2 I am substituting 1 by T1. So the T1 will be I am writing upside. So PR plus QX T1 by V2. Okay. Here V2 square, we can cross multiply this V2 square and T1 from this side T1 square into PR plus QX by T1 V2. Okay, T1 V1 is equal to this folder. I am taking T1 V1, T1 V2 from this side, T1 V2 from this side. Then what will get T1 square into V1 V2 is equal to V2 square plus T1 square plus PR into PR plus QX. Okay. Then after I am taking V1 is equal to V2. So I am taking V2 square. V2 square is equal to T1 square V1 V2 minus T1 square PR plus QX. Okay. I am taking V2 square is equal to T1 square V1 V2. I am taking this one this side, T1 square into PR plus QX. Okay. From this V2 square is equal to T1 square, I am common these two, T1 square into V1 V2 minus PR plus QX. From this T1 square is equal to V2 square by V1 V2 minus PR minus QX. From T1 is equal to under root of V2 square by V1 V2 minus PR minus QX. This condition is very important. T2 is equal to 1 by T1 is equal to 1 by under root of V2 square by V1 V2 minus PR minus QX, or T1 is equal to V2 under root of V2 square by V1 V2 minus PR minus QX. This condition, remember, T1 is equal to 1 by T2 or T2 is equal to 1 by T1, or T1 is equal to V under root of V2 square by V1 minus V2 minus PR minus QX. It is very important. All of you clear this derivation? All of you clear? Next topic is combined effects of OLTC of synchronous condenser. Okay, in this synchronous condenser we are using the combining with OLTC one synchronous condenser. So we can increase the voltage variations beyond 20% of VLTC. So by using this synchronous condenser, we can control the voltage. This is a formula. V1 is equal to Vn plus drop n number of voltages. So here V1 is equal to Vn plus drop. Same formula, Vn into I plus Vn plus I into Z. In place of Z, we can take R plus Jx. In place of I, we can take P2 minus Jq2 by Vn. In previous case, we can take V2 here. Here Vn. That is the difference. Okay. V1 is equal to Vn plus, in place of I am substituting P2 minus Jq2 by Vn into R plus Jx. Now I am multiplying this, then we can write separately real and imaginary terminals. Okay. From this V1 is equal to Vn plus, I am taking this whole terminal as delta V plus J into delta V here. J into delta V. Here delta V. This terminal as delta V and this terminal as this delta V. This is a delta V. This is a delta V. I am substituting here. V1 is equal to Vn plus delta V plus J delta V. So I am writing separately, delta V is equal to P2R plus Q2x by Vn and delta V is equal to P2x minus Q2R by Vn. Here, if resistance is neglected, in this terminal the resistance is neglected. In this also we can neglect the resistance. Then we will get delta V is equal to Q2x by Vn. Here also P2x by Vn. Can neglect the P2R. Here Q2R. So we will get delta V is equal to Q2x by Vn and delta V is equal to P2x by Vn. Okay. From this V1 is equal to Vn plus Q2x by Vn plus J is equal to P2x by Vn. I am taking a real RMS voltage, that is V1 is equal to under root of Vn plus Q2x by Vn square plus P2V by Vn whole square. V1 square is equal to, can cancel out the root, then we will get Vn plus Q2x by Vn whole square plus P2V by Vn whole square. This is the formula for the V1 square. Okay. It is clear? It is clear, all of you? Saturday we conduct the first unit test, that is 2 marks questions, 5 short questions I will give. You can write the 5 short questions. In afternoon time 1:30 to 2:30. I will give the questions from the already I shared question bank PQ PSOC. In that PSOC question bank only I will give the short questions from the first unit. Any doubts from here? The attendance is 17, 3, 10, 17, 5, 4, 27, 18 series 1, 2, 11, 13, 22, 27, 33, 34, 35, 40, 42. Right? Other than this, anyone join? It is clear, all of you? Okay, the next topic is by using induction regulators. The induction regulator is same as induction motor except rotor connection. The rotor will not rotate continuously. The rotor of induction regulator holds the primary winding which can be connected to the parallel to the supply voltage. Connected to parallel to the supply voltage. Okay, the constant, we can maintain the constant secondary voltage connected in series with the line. We can regulate. We can regulating the secondary winding by using the primary winding. We can rotating the primary we can adjusting the primary winding. We can regulate the secondary voltage. We can regulate the secondary voltage. Okay, in this induction voltage regulators previously used, but nowadays we are not using this induction type regulators. In this induction regulator, in place of induction regulators, we are using the tap changing transformers nowadays. We are using the tap changing transformers. Okay. We can discuss remaining methods in next class. If you have any doubts, ask me from these three methods or whole second unit. The time is over, only 1 minute is there. Any doubts, ask me. No doubts?